So I had the opportunity, everybody, to interview Mike Roth for a movie that is going to surprise a lot of people. A movie I didn't see coming in terms of the style and the way it just came together. Merry Little Batman on Amazon Prime, available now. If you're in the holiday spirit, this is going to be a treat for a lot of people. So, Mike, thank you for joining me. And the first question I'm going to ask you is, there are a lot of Home Alone references in this film thematically. I would like to know, was that always the intention when you were putting this together?
So the very original germination of this is, what if Batman's a kid and burglars break in? So there always was that kind of part of it to the DNA.
Mhm.
But it grew from there because it's a Batman property, and we didn't. I mean, it's Gotham. You have all these great villains, and you have the Joker and everything. It doesn't make sense to kind of confine us to a house, right? So it's like we got to get out in Gotham. We got to see more, and just see this kid become Batman. So which all kind of happened organically, but there is some homage to it, little, tips of the hat to it for sure.
And that was one of the first things I noticed. And to your point, the entire theme of Damian becoming Batman or wanting to be Batman was interestingly told through the behaviors of a kid, where the kid wants to be a hero, and yet there are repercussions that come with trying to be a hero. Can you talk a little bit about just Damien's journey?
Yeah, sure. Always and forever when this property started, we wanted to be a Christmas story, right?
Sure.
And we wanted to be driven by Christmas themes. And so, a lot of this kind of happened organically, but, you know, we wanted Damien because Damien is Bruce's son in canon, but we didn't want the 13-year-old petulant Damien. You know what I
Right.
mean? So it kind of rolled the clock back on him, made him 8, made him a little bit more of a Calvin and Hobbes kind of precocious kid who's like gets very amped up. And because it's a Christmas story, we wanted to show it through the kids, through a kid's lens, like through a kid's perspective. And a young kid made a lot of sense, right? So that's sort of how we arrived at Damien as being who he is. And then, of course, he gets a Christmas gift and it gets stolen. So it was always, everything was always driven very much by Christmas.
And the way Christmas is portrayed in Gotham, as the film goes on, even someone like me who's old enough to remember Batman the animated series and the dark grittiness of Gotham. So, for anyone that's expecting that part, what will you say to those people who are going to be surprised by how Gotham is portrayed in this film?
I mean, we do see some flashbacks to where we see when Gotham was kind of a cesspool. Can I say
Sure.
that? you know, we see some of that still. That's still part of the chemistry of it all. But for us, we wanted to see a side of Bruce that we don't normally get to see. Like, what does Bruce look like as a dad, right? So we kind of like we kind of dressed him down from his tuxedo, put him into flannels, gave him a beard, and
Mhm.
and of course that led us to, like, what would this dad version of Bruce do? Well, he would clean up Gotham, right? As much as he possibly could. He'd vanquish all of crime to raise his son in a Gotham that he didn't get to grow up in, because of course he lost his parents to the Gotham that we're all very familiar with, right? So I would say to those fans, like, I hope you enjoy seeing this kind of different iteration of it.
And finally, before I let you go, I just want to know, since you are the director of this and you've written a lot, in terms of cartoons, any major differences for you writing going into directing?
Oh, yeah, I mean, one of the biggest things when you direct is a lot more delegation. So it's a lot less of like getting in there and fixing the engine yourself, and it's more of, directing. A bit of a
I
change. I had, going into this, I got an opportunity to board a couple of sequences, and there were a few more I was really hoping to do, and there just isn't time. So, that's one of the biggest changes. But what's great is, being able to kind of be a part and steer so many other aspects of filmmaking, like music and color and things like this. So yeah.
is very vibrant on my end. So thank you so much, Michael, for your time. Again, the film is Merry Little Batman, the holiday treat that a lot of us didn't see coming on Amazon Prime. I thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Synopsis.